Hello, my name is Kyra Bradley, and I am the Career Readiness Coordinator here at SC Works Midlands, and I am going to share with you our interviewing tips workshop. So this is going to cover everything from preparing the workshop to, proper interviewing attire and interviewing do's and don'ts. So let's go ahead and dive in. So this picture just kind of shares what I will be talking about in this PowerPoint. So getting it ready ahead of time, practice and repeat, researching the company, being on time, following up after the interview, and trying to stay calm. So the first thing, whenever you know you're interested in whatever company or career, you want to do some research on that company. So that would be anywhere from going to the business's website and find out about, what products or services they provide, what do they sell and how do they make money, or even why might the company's clients choose them. And you want to make sure you learn anything you can about the company's culture, because you want to make sure you're working for a company where their culture best fits you. And you would find this information by going to their About Us or even Meet Our Team links on their websites. Then you will want to go to their career section. And this is where you will find, their different open positions. And finally, you want to make sure or see if the company has a mission or vision statement on their websites, because knowing their mission or vision statement will help you to understand what the company cares about the most and how you can show those traits whenever you go to the job interview. Next, you want to make sure you're getting it ready ahead of time. So this means having your attire laid out the night before, ensuring that everything you need is packed up and ready to go, doing a route check either the day before or during the week so you can know either, what building it is, how the traffic is, or even what floor or room you're going to. And it's always important to be on time. This means being about 10 to 15 minutes early, because sometimes interviewers often are ready before the time of the appointment. You also want to make sure you're not 20 minutes late, 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late. You always want to make sure you're in between that 10 to 15-minute time increment. So the tell me about yourself question is one of the most common questions asked. Interviewers normally ask either at the beginning or even towards the end of the interview. So you can go on into a story about, where you're from, where you were born, your education as it applies to the position, any accomplishments that can help with selling yourself. And you want to also make sure you stay on track and not go on about unnecessary facts about your life, like what kind of dog you have, how old your dog is, what breed your dog is. Instead, you want to focus on facts regarding why you are great for the company and why they should hire you. You also want to make sure you listen carefully to the interviewer. So you want to make sure you understand the question. If not, ask for clarification or restate the question in your own words. You want to make sure you answer the questions completely and concisely and stick to the subject at hand. And you also can bring a small notepad or even like an iPad to write or type down the questions so you can better understand it while you're notating it down. And you can also come up with a question out of that question that they asked you. It's always important to tell the truth during an interview. Example would be if you say that you're proficient in Excel and that you've done X amount of spreadsheets. The company might think that, okay, they said that they're really good at it, but whenever you actually get on the job, you have no clue how to do anything. That's, you not telling the truth. So you always want to make sure you highlight your strengths whenever you're either, working on a resume or even on the interview. Body language is very important during an interview, and I just shared a couple of tips that I found. So it says that studies show that handshakes play a significant role in first impressions. So make it count. You want to make sure you have a nice firm handshake and show eye contact. You want to make sure your posture is straight, no slouching, because when your posture is straight and you're looking and showing direct eye contact, that shows that you're not nervous, you're very confident in what you're talking about, and you also are very professional. You also want to make sure you are not fidgeting. So that could be if you are a nail biter, or if you're a knuckle cracker or a leg tapper, you want to make sure you keep that all, under wraps, because that can show and give off that you're nervous or anxious about something, and it's also very distracting. You also want to make sure you keep good eye contact. So that would not be, looking at the wall or what's going on outside the door. You want to make sure you're looking directly at the interviewer, because this shows that you can really, pay attention, and that you are serious, and that you are very confident in what you're talking about. So it is a good idea to using the STAR method will allow you to be able to answer questions logically and will allow you to stay on track. So this allows you to show off your skills and work experience, helps engage with your interviewer, and this is a breakdown of the STAR method. So the S in the STAR means situation. So this will be describing the situation. T as in task, focus on the task needed to fulfill any problem. A in STAR means action. So what action did you take to fulfill that task or problem? And lastly, R for STAR means results. So recount the result that occurred. So following up with a hiring manager the same day of their interview is an excellent way to show interest and professionalism. Job candidates should send a follow-up email within 24 hours of their interviewer, thanking them for the interview and their time. And here's a little statistic I found. It says that studies show that 91% of employers like to receive follow-up thank you notes, but 57% of these candidates do not send them. Candidates should do this over email opposed to phone call or even mail, as 46% of recruiters and hiring managers prefer to be contacted by email. If you get no response after a week from the interview, you can follow up with another email. So mock interviews is a great way to practice and repeat. So that is definitely going back to the first picture that I showed. So doing a mock interview is a great way to practice for an actual job interview. It gives you an idea of what you need to do and sets your expectations. So I included a couple commonly asked questions, and these are the tell me about yourself question. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or what is your career goal? And lastly, why do you want to be a part of our company? And the why do you want to be a part of our company question will tie into researching the company. So we are going to dive into proper interview attires. So these are some do's and don'ts. So do's, make sure that you have neutral color shoes. So that would be anywhere from nude to brown to black, or maybe even navy blue. And you want to make sure that if you are female, you have flats or moderate length heels. You don't want heels that you would normally maybe go out with your friends in. You want to make sure they are professional length heel. And both for males and female, having clean iron clothes and properly groomed hair so that you are very important. You also want to make sure that you wear simple, non-gaudy jewelry. You want to cover visible tattoos, and we'll cover tattoos a little later in this PowerPoint. At the knee, dress or skirts, blazer, proper hygiene, suit coat, and dress shirts. And this can be both for males and females. So here are a couple of examples of some good interview attire. All right, and these are a couple of don'ts. So you want to make sure that you are not wearing heavy makeup. You're wearing nice and, natural colored makeup. You want to make sure you're not wearing flip-flop shorts or jeans or wrinkled clothing, saggy pants, distracting tattoos or body jewelry, short dresses or skirts, heavy perfume or cologne, because you may not know that anybody in the room during an interview or even in the office or the business could be allergic to perfume, sweatpants, dirty shoes, and so on and so forth. So moving on to tattoos in the workplace. In today's age, some employers may be more lenient than others when it comes to showing off or having to cover tattoos, resulting in lifting some of those strict policies with tattoos. Best practices, if you do have a lot of tattoos, would be during the interview to cover any of these visible tattoos until you find out what the company's policies are, because you don't want to risk not getting the job because of your tattoos. Appropriate interview attire. So we have LeBron James here wearing sweatpants. That really isn't, appropriate for an interview. We have streetwear, short dresses, and like club wear. This concludes our workshop for today. So if you live in the Midlands and you are interested in, attending any other workshops or even attending this workshop again in person or virtually, you can visit our SC Works Midlands workshop website, where we have a month-by-month updated website and workshop calendar to view those. So have a great rest of your day.